Hello and welcome to part 77. In this video, we will see what is a stack in C#. If you remember in the last couple of videos, we have understood queue. In queue, we were using first in, first out concept. So we were enqueuing the items, right? And we were dequeuing it from the other end. So the item that was coming first, that was the item that will get out of the queue first, right? That's why we call it first in, first out. But in stack, it will be very different. Let's see how stack will work. In stack, we will push the item at top of the stack. Let's see this example where let's say there is already one item in this stack and we are adding one more item, that is number 2 in this stack. So that new item will be placed at the top of the earlier item, right? So we have 1, then 2 will be placed, and if we have one more item, then the 3 will be on top of 2. Now, when we try to access the element, we will get the top item, because in stack, we will access the items from the top itself, right? So if we go back, you see we are enqueuing the item, we are adding the item from one side, and we are removing the item from the other side. And that's why first item that was getting inserted was the first item that will be removed. But in stack, it will be opposite. The last item that is inserted will be the first item that will be removed. So that's why it is called last in, first out. Okay, so stack represents a last in, first out collection of object. It is used when you need a last in, first out access of items, right? When you add an item in the list, it is called pushing the item, okay? And when you remove from it, it is called popping the item. So when you add a item in a stack, that is called as pushing. And when you remove an item from the stack, that is called as popping. This class comes under System.Collection namespace, right? This stack collection is analogous to stack of plates. If we have seen stack of plates, how it will look like plate 1, then plate 2, plate 3, like we will create a stack of plates, right? And when we remove the plate, the top plate will be removed first. Okay, so if you add a new plate to the stack of plate, you place it on the top of already existing plates, right? You will not go ahead and put the plates in between or at the end. You will put the plate at the top, right? And if you want to remove a plate, you will take the plate from the top. It means a stack of plates will behave like a stack only, and that will follow the last in, first out principle. The stack collection class also operates in similar fashion. The last item to be added or to be pushed will be the first item to be removed, or we can call to be popped. To insert an item at the top of the stack, we will use the push method, and to remove the item from the top of the stack, we will use the pop method. So now let's go to Visual Studio and try to create a stack and try to invoke push and pop method and see how they will behave. Okay, I have opened up my Visual Studio. Now let's try to create a stack. To create a stack, we need to use stack class. And let's try to create a stack of numbers. So I will call integers here, and let's call it numbers equal to new stack of integer. So this is how you will create this stack. Okay. And you can notice again, it is a generic type. So I can give any data type. I can give string, float, boolean, or any complex data type also. Okay. So if you see here, stack class represent a variable size last in, first out collection of instances of the same specified type. So I can specify the size of the stack also. Let's say 5. Okay, but it is again dynamic in nature. If we try to add 6 element also, it will reallocate the memory and allow us to add 6 item also. So there is no such restrictions. Okay, so now stack is ready. Let's try to add some numbers in our stack. To add numbers or to add any item in a stack, we will use the push method. So if you hover over on the push method, you will see push will take a parameter of integer type, because the stack is of integer type. So stack will also provide the type safety. And if I try to add some other type of data, let's say ABC, we will get the compilation error telling we are not able to convert string to integer. Okay, so type safety will come with stacks. So let's add the number 1. Okay, so let's add 4 numbers, 2, 3 and 4. So see the sequence. First we are adding 1, then 2, then 3 and then 4. Now to access the items present in the stack, we will use the pop method. Let's see how. So let's say int result equal to numbers dot pop. So using pop, we can remove the items from the top of the stack. You can read here also, removes and returns the object at the top of the stack. So whatever is present at the top, that will be returned. Okay. So at the top, what we have? We have 1, right? 2, 3, 4. So at the top, we will be having 4, because if you remember from this image, the items that is coming at the end will be sitting at the top. So in our example here, 4 is coming at the last, so 4 will be sitting at the top of the stack. And when we will do the pop, the 4 will come out and get stored in the result variable. So if I do console.writeLine and print result here and run my program, you will notice we are getting 4 here because 4 was the last item, and that's why we call it last in first out also. Okay. And again, once you pop the item, that will be removed from the stack. To prove that, let's print the size of the stack, and to print the size of the stack, we can use numbers dot count property. Okay, this was the initial size. Let's put the size after the pop operation also. Let's run the program. You will notice first we were having the 4 items in our stack, but once we did the pop at line number 24, we only have 3 items, right? So pop will remove the item from the stack. Let's go back to slides. Okay. A for each loop can also be used to iterate through the items that are available in the stack, but it will not remove it from the stack. Only pop method will remove it. Let's use a for each loop and print the items that are available in the stack. So I have written a for each loop that is iterating through, and this for loop is iterating through all the numbers present in the stack. Let's run the program. And you notice here we are getting 4, 3, 2, 1. We are getting the items in the reverse order because stack follows last in first out principle. And again, for each will not remove the items from the stack, only the pop method will remove it. And if I put my count property after doing the for each loop, you will notice the size of the stack is still 4. Okay. To check if an item exists in this stack or not, we can use contains method, right? So let's say you want to check if 3 is available in this stack or not. You can use contains method for that. You can use numbers dot contains, and let's say you want to check if 3 is available or not, and let's put this in a result variable. It will return a boolean, true if it is present and false if it is not present. Let's call it result. And run the program. Because 3 is available in our stack, we will get true here. But if I put some random number and run the program, we will receive the false. So contains method can be used to check if an item is present or not in a stack. Okay, so here is one important question. What is the difference between pop and peek method? So just like queue, we have the peek method in stack also. So if you want to check what is the item that is present at the top of the stack, you can use peek method. Peek will not remove that item, it will just return that item to you, right? So you can use numbers dot peek and run the program. You can see we got 4 here, that because 4 was present at the top of the stack, and size remains 4 because peek will not remove the item from the stack. Okay, so here is the difference. Pop method will remove the items and returns it, whereas peek will return the item at the top that is present at the top of the stack without removing it. Okay, so this is one of the important interview question. And that's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we will try to create a simple program using stack collection.